They're a specialized group of children. They're not like Mexicans, they're not like Asians, they're not like the blacks. I don't care where you've taught or if you've taught down in, the poorest part of the country. This is completely different.
But no, we shouldn't be treating it like that because basically we're all human beings. People
The
develop mental-
social problems here and the economic problems,
but-
it makes it
Exactly.
harder. It doesn't make it not doable, but it makes
But you need,
it harder.
you need the people at the top to say,
There, that's
this is the
true,
issue we
that's true.
have, this is how we're going to help ameliorate the problem. We're gonna do these things because we believe in our kids.
Mhm.
But no,
They're under such a gun though, you know what I mean?
they're not
all
under any
district.
gun.
I think
There's
it's
no more
crisis
gun.
management. I think
Ours
there's,
doesn't have this.
There's no more gun anymore because Nickleby doesn't exist anymore. You're under a new education law, there's no gun. From the state there might be, but the state doesn't care.
See, I don't know
We
that part.
have to acknowledge that our children are special kids and should be treated as such. And we should be able to do what we need to do to help them to be successful.
Yet they're still held accountable for all this testing.
we evidently were not because every single third grader passed this year, and I can promise
That's
you,
awesome.
they should not have.
Yeah,
Because of
Some of
them
them
already, so they've made,
yeah.
I mean, 108 students, and how many did you think you have that should have been retained?
Not the whole class.
No. I would say out of my class, I had at least 3.
Yeah,
So
I
nobody will
probably
come
had.
in and be a mediator on that? Nobody will be a checks and balance?
I'm looking into that. Give me a while. That's what you keep asking me, what do you
Yeah.
want to do? That's what I want to
There's
do,
got
I've
to be
just
some
got to
sort of
find a
check and
way.
balance to
I've
make
just
it-
got to find a way to do it.
With the person who's in charge of testing right now, you will never get them.
Well, I'm not going to do it. I
She'll
was
stand
going
in
somewhere.
there.
I know.
No.
But we don't acknowledge that this is an issue in our district. The teachers do.
They never have, through all the superintendents that they've had?
And the administrators, no, but it has to be a top down.
It's always like that.
This is what we have
Change
to
has to
do.
start from the top.
Yeah.
We can
Never has to start from the bottom.
cannot have a voice. That person there has the voice and has to bring it down to us.
And they have to have a plan. That's the thing, they have to have a very concise,
Yes.
this is what the problem is,
Specific plan.
this is what we're
Target
going
the
to do.
problem.
But so much our district still believes in the silver bullet, and there is no for any child or any piece of education, there is no silver bullet. It's hard work. And yet our district runs out and looks for the next best thing, the silver bullet.
I've seen that. I did in the first year, but the second, I think the second and especially this year, that it's crystal clear. But this, let me just get this in there, one quick thing. When we're checking for understanding, this is one of the things the district does tell you, because my car alarm. And this, if you look at the state standards, the rigor that it sets up, you can't just ask a child, tell me, do you understand this? Well, sure, I understand it. They have to show you what they know. And if you can get them to show it to you and explain it to you, it's like pulling teeth, but you pretty much know then that they have that concept. And in doing it, that's what reading mastery, I think you were saying, it does that one concept at a time.
And one
You
child at
can't-
a time.
Yeah, you can't try to combine, I think that's investigations does a lot of that. It combines math concepts to use them more than one at a time, and it's not gonna work. I think math is the key to that, it's the most important, is it has to be built upon the other one, so when we're taking that math book and we're starting at the beginning, going to the end, it doesn't build from one concept to the other.
And it doesn't,
I remember Vanessa, hopefully the pacing guide that I created, I tried really to do it like, skill, first skill going up, you have to have a solid foundation of one skill, then you do another. But within the block, there is like a part where you must connect build the connection and the vocabulary and the language. Yeah.
And the purpose for learning.
That's it.
They need, you know, boys' brains are like that. If they're gonna learn a math concept, they need to have that purpose. If they're gonna measure, it's gotta be something besides a square that we drew on a piece of paper. And with this camp that we're doing right now with the measuring, their minds are so bright and open and practicing.
Don't you love that? I
Yes.
wish we could teach Discovery
Discovery
Learning
Learning
Camp all year long.
Yes.
It would
I
be,
mean,
yep.
it's amazing to watch them.
And you know, the thing too with this is show them examples. When we do Discovery Learning Camp, have you had the PD? They teach you examples of how to teach the kids. They go into more detail of how to show them, especially for the science part, show them those examples and provide it for them. And every day, we don't have that. There's not, you know, teachers that know the content, they can't take the content and put it into an architectural design that student might see 10 years from now. We're just not that skilled. And it takes too much, I mean, realistically, it takes too much. But another thing too, we noticed with this, eye contact with kids. I noticed that with mine when I had him. Wherever his eyes were, that's where his brain was. So if he's watching, and that's true with all kids, with these it's so important when you're giving them directions, they have to look at you. And you have to tell them, one of the examples that a video that I watched gave me, they told this little boy, would you please get up, go over to the corner, get pencils, paper, and rulers, and pass them out to your classmates. And the little boy's just sitting there. And the little girl's like, go, go. And the teacher's like, okay, now I'm gonna do it the right way. Could you please get up and go over to the corners where we keep the supplies and get the pencils? Who gets the pencils? She said, now could you pass them out to your classmates? That's a little boy thing too. One set of directions, at a time. And then positive, instead of telling them, don't run. They hear run, I promise you. Say walk. Very positively state, this is what I want you to do.
Say what you want them to do. Yes. That's why when I hear people say, don't run, I say, no, you don't say that. You tell children, walk. We walk in the
Too much for them to process while they're running.
This is my favorite part, and I'm on video too, so Mary can save me if they come and get me. Daily 5. For these kids, it's never going to work. It is unstructured time that they cannot structure. You have a group here, even if they're here, even if it's you guys down there, you can't structure your time if I'm here working on this. And I changed mine. I went to Judy and I asked her first, and she said, as long as they're doing this, however you can do it, that's fine. So those kids were given laptops. And I set the timer for 20 minutes. I want you to go to MobiMax. And I want you to work on grammar and word work. And they did. And the timer went off. Okay, you're done with that. 20 minutes. I want you to go and work on your reading comprehension. They went right there and they were done. Because I was still structuring it for them. They had on headphones, no distractions, and they were working. Otherwise, like that little boy in the video, they would stay in their center for 5 minutes, and then, oh, what are you doing over there? And they would start wandering the room and pestering everybody in the room.
I'd be that non-class.
I was, trust me.
That's why the daily 5, it has to be, though we have already the schedule, we really have to sit down with them first and let them know this is what's going to happen. It's just
But you would have to, I found that I did it second grade, I had my kids, we made the charts, we did all of that by fall break, they were goofy. They came back from fall break, and you start all over again, so you're wasting all of that time. You come back from winter break, same thing. And if they're doing something totally structured, that's an hour. That is a long time for a child not to be learning something.
Yes, it is.
And they're not learning. Another structured thing that was the best thing that I ever did, you would think as a third grade teacher I would have to, bathroom buddies.
Well, you're gonna have to
They
pay
need
it.
transition buddies. But in mine, I had 2 kids that, okay, you need to go to the bathroom when your buddy's done working, they'll take you to the bathroom, because if not, I had bubbles on the walls, I had fights,
We know.
I had, yeah. we did.
That bathroom's right in our hallway,
Yeah.
right across from our room.
But right now, we're with me just one kid at a time. So they will not have anybody with them, and I give them 2 minutes. You cannot go more than 2 minutes, or your name will be on the list. So they just know exactly
I
what
tried that, didn't work with me.
But it worked with me this year. So sometimes you just didn't know what kids you'll get.
I made mine sign out, so they had accountability, but for that one, that's, that was the worst of the worst, it did not work. Another thing this school does do, we have heads, and when they go in the cafeteria, they sit with Hetty. When mine went out on the playground, he was not allowed to go on the playground unless he was really able to play, and it gives them that structure on the playground, that you can't just run around and pick a fight and get in trouble. Social skills, I think we do that every day. If you have 2, I'm still doing what she's doing and you're doing in pre-K and kindergarten with 3rd graders to reinforce those social skills. And reminders, do you see me acting like that? You're gonna be an adult. This is what you're gonna do. And this is the good part for us. We have to help ourselves. If we go into work tired and miserable, we've seen it. That's when I had the temper next door to me. And those kids can't function. They pick up on your emotions, they pick up on the negativity, and
All
they
kids, all
can't,
kids.
yeah.
Well, the most
all ki- all
important, they
kids
need to know that
feel
you care. They need to know that you care.
They need to know that you care, and
you
they're
show
first.
that if you're not, all with it or whatever, if you're not prepared.
No, I had an interesting boy that did that. I mean, I cared for him every day. Every day he helped me at the end of the bus. Every day he told me he loved me. But that last week of school, he went off.
But see, the thing is that what we need to do there too
Reactive
is,
attachment disorder. He knew he was losing you, and
That's
it was easier to lose you mad.
and see what they need to do there too is plan the end of the year better. Because having all those movies and then having water day and then expecting them to come back and to maintain and keep order in your classroom for 2+ days or whatever, it's virtually impossible because they've already had all these fun days. You know, those 2 days that we went back, that Tuesday, Wednesday, those should have been field day and movie day or whatever, because then it was more,
I didn't get the memo not to. We played.
Oh, it's Cleveland.
That's it. We
yeah.
become very productive.
But you know what? I think there was a lot of learning when I was cleaning. I mean, I held them accountable.
they like to help with that stuff though too, the kids do.
That's why as long as they know what you expect them to do, and you already created the structure, they will be eventually, learning that. So I don't have any problem activities.
I didn't, I was tired. It's okay. This is the sad news, adults, because that's why I didn't go over too much with parents and what to expect for parents. You're looking, how many generations do you think? I know at least 3 I've had in my classroom. I've had grandma, I've had mom, and I've had the kids. And unfortunately, grandmas are not my age, but these are all statistics I pulled off the internet. They're most likely to be unemployed. If they have a job, they lack the ability to manage their money. And
Can I say something about that one too? Because you quoted something about that at the beginning. That's what you call the 4th generation curse. You won't cut it, and you will. Honestly, I don't know, but I really believe that spirituality is part of education. If you take spirituality off of education, then we're not learning it.
you're not educating the whole
That's
human.
true. You're not.
The other issue, I was just talking to I was a teacher I mentored many years ago. A lot of things our kids don't have is a sense of who they are.
I've said that since the
And
beginning.
Mary, who can we get that from? Is the question. That's just so.
Do you see that in the communities, Fernanda? All the ghetto and the black hoodies and the gang, that's not Apache.
No, that's
It's other cultures coming in.
It's very Compton, California.
Yeah, they pick it up. from what they watch, what the music they listen to.
But it gives them a sense of community.
Control.
Well, doesn't it give them a sense of community of who they are?
I'm with them, I'm with
Not
that
really.
too.
Yeah.
Because one of the things
But
I've
that's
read
everywhere.
is that when you've lost your language, you've lost who you are, the sense of who you are. So that's where you get the whole, the native dialect. I can talk real good Apache-ish. Because I've been here, but I've been here for 30 years. I can speak that language. But that language is starting to go away now too.
Ah,
It's starting to be more and more what we would consider standard English.
now when did they start bringing the Apache culture class back in?
I don't know. It was here when I came back here.
They have that at CBQ.
See, City-Q is a lot stronger in their language
Yeah,
than
they
they
are.
are
Yeah.
here. Because
are.
they had
They're
it
more
in
isolated.
school.
Yeah.
It's because
A lot more
they,
children speak it. They're
Speak
more
it.
fluent. Here,
More even the community.
Yeah.
More of the people speak it than here.
yeah, and if you show up there, like even when I show up there, I'm spoken to in Apache, and it's just assumed that everybody there speaks Apache. Yeah. So
so do you speak Apache?
I understand it, but I don't
You
speak it.
You're like my husband. He understands Navajo. He doesn't
Yeah.
speak it. And I have an assistant in kindergarten who talks to me in Apache all the time because she wants me to learn.
Oh, that's so cute.
And it's
Aren't you tired by the
because
time
I was
it's
just telling my friend here, there's a really good book out called The Apache Wars, and it talks about
Aren't you glad they
when
went
the
to
white men came
quads
to
and
Arizona and how you had all the different Apache tribes and they were displaced and all the
Yeah.
movements like
Well,
I
this
was
is a
telling
new
her, I said
place
when they
too, so
and
it's.
this fort was here. Well, they were gonna put Geronimo and his Chiricahua followers at Turkey Creek. Turkey Creek's right over here. I know where that is. You know, but then I read this book on the history and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, how many of my kids or their parents parents really know all this happened?
They don't, because I've asked mine.
They
We
don't.
did a whole thing when we had time.
Do you have a
I have to tell you, this isn't
And they
all
didn't know
culture.
what
It's just getting watered down and watered down.
Is that something to do with
It's not just here.
Geronimo
It's
was
like near the
captured
border,
leaders.
and it's a beautiful
They
Spanish,
captured
you know,
him.
culture, community, and language,
Trained
but
like 3 times. That they were
there's
trying
this,
to take
the
him
last
out.
2 generations aren't taken serious.
She touched her. So I'm gonna stop my camera.